G'day, I'm Neil and my handle is Wiley11. I'm just going to put my disclaimer here. Whatever I do and say on these videos is well-intentioned and well-meaning advice. I accept no liabilities whatsoever for any disclosures. If you take some advice or act on something that I'm saying on these videos, you do so entirely at your own risk. I'm doing it based on my experience. These videos are my attempt to give back to YouTube for the help and assistance that YouTube has given me. So once again, you follow along or follow advice from these videos entirely at your own risk. Okay, and if you're not happy to do that, click this off and off you go. Because this is purely my attempt to give back to YouTube, as I said, for the help and advice that I have received out of YouTube. So this is just my little attempt to give back. If you're all happy to follow along at your own risk, buckle up, sit in. Let's get into it. G'day, welcome back. It's been some time since I last did a recording on YouTube. I was about to do the violin project, about to go out and sand it, when I got a phone call from a family, and we've had a bit of a family thing go on. It rocked us, some stuff going on, but things have sort of been up and down, like I had to drop everything and do the family thing, as you got to give support to people who need it. And it's hurt us a lot, but we're going forwards, and that's the only way to go. So, that said, there's been a couple of good things. I managed to get a temporary job. It's not in an engineering role, but it is in an electrical repair role. So, at least I'm learning stuff about electrical work, which is good. I know a lot about electrical repair, but I know a lot more now, so it's good. I've been riding Zoomie to and from the job, and I parked him up at Bunnings to buy some tools for this job. And when I came out, I noticed on the way home that he started to sound a bit like the old RX-7 rotary on the way home, and I thought there's something a bit wrong with that. And I rode him for a couple more days, and he went from sounding like an RX-7 to a Massey Ferguson tractor. What's happened to him is someone at Bunnings has bashed into the exhaust pipe and bent the flange on the bottom of the motor. The two studs going into the motor look like this. Instead of looking like this, they look like this, and I'm hoping to God they haven't cracked the head. So I just can't take a trick with Zoomie. Whoever it was that hit the bike didn't leave a note. They've just hit the bike. Obviously he's got new scratches, so they've stood the bike up and just driven off. I'm over this shit. I'm going to put a camera on him to make sure that if that happens to him again, I catch who does it, because this is bullshit. Like, if you've done the wrong thing, you got to own it. You got to own that shit. I'm over it. Zoomie doesn't owe me anything. He's a great little bike. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go down, we're going to have a look at this exhaust. We're going to try to sort him out as best we can with what we have, because I rely on him to get to and from this job. So yeah, let's sort of get stuck in. It's actually Sunday. I'm just so disgusted with the actions of people nowadays. There's no honesty. There's just none. If I've done the wrong thing, I'll own it. I'll own it. You don't just wander off and not put your hand up and say, well, look, I cocked up there. I kind of gave your bike a whack. I'll happily pay for the damage. No one does that. You know, they just don't have any respect. They don't care. You know, the culture's just bullshit. It's just, it's, you know, like I've seen it change around me over the years. I've just seen the culture go to shit, and it has gone completely to shit. You know, Aussies not like that. Aussies never been like that. Aussies have always owned their mistakes, always. You know, we're honest, we're hardworking, we get on with it, and we do what we do. You know, but if you cock up someone's other property, you got to own that shit. You got to do it. You got to say, well, you know, I cocked up. I didn't see the bike there, whatever. No, just pick the bike up and drive off. You know, you got to leave a note and say, well, here's my phone number. You know, give me a call. Let's get into it, and like if I help you fix it, whatever. If you got no cash, you got no cash, so you offer to help them fix it. You know, you just do what you do, but you own it. You got to get on with it. I'm sorry, I love Zoomie. I mean, he's part of my family, and you know, he's become part of me, and it's an affront to all decency to bash into him, and then not say, you know, I cocked up. Anyway, I'm ranting. I'm saying the same thing over and over again. So what we're going to do, we're going to charge the camera up. I'm just waiting for the battery to charge. I'm going to take the big light. We're going to go down there. I'm going to pull the fairing off. I'm going to pull the exhaust off, and I'm going to see if I can just manually bend with a couple of vice grips. The flange looks like this. Instead of it being like this, if that's the block, the flange is supposed to come up like that, right? Well, the flange looks like this. Right? It's been whacked and cocked and pulled down, and it looks, the whole, one ear is this way, one ear is this way. The two studs going into the motor look like a pair of dog ears. They go this way, you know, up and up. Instead of being straight, they're like this. I'm hopeful that it hasn't cracked the head, you know, because it actually bolts up into the cylinder head. So sorry, I said cylinder head. I mean the block. I hope it hasn't cracked the block. I'm upset by all this shit. I've had so much bad shit going on, and you know, now I've got this on top of it. I catch a break, I find a temporary job, and then some prick smashes me motorbike. You know, it seems to me that every time I make a move forward, there's someone taking it out. From, you know, here you go, have some good stuff, and then a whole bunch of bad shit happens. You know, I just over it. I just want to get me graduate position. I want to settle in and move forwards. I want to go on, move forwards. And I've been depressed about it all. I've had this family crisis go on, and you know, it's just knocking me for six. I had myself go on. You know, I've got past my own things, and now I've got things with my family. You know, and it's just tough. You know, I've got to wait for this battery to charge up, and I'll see us downstairs with the good light. We'll get stuck in. I'll get the tools. We'll get stuck into Zoomie, get his exhaust off, and see if we can straighten this flange up, and rip up the auto shop and buy a couple of studs to go in. I've got to get the studs out in one piece. God, I hope they just come out. You know, there's just so much that has to happen right for this to work. If I can loosen them with, I've got a stud puller here. It's going to be tight in there with the stud puller because it's not made for a motorbike, it's made for a car, but you know, it's what I've got and that's what I use. So if we can get it out, get the studs out in one piece and just check the block, make sure she's not cracked. I think I'd have to be horribly unlucky for it to be cracked because, you know, they're brass studs, and it seems to me that they would bend and do what they did long before they would crack the cast iron block. But the other thing about it is that if they've stripped the threads, well, I've got a thread set here. I can probably do a thread chaser down it just to make sure the threads are going to be okay to put new studs into. But I won't know till I pull it all apart and get into it. So, you know, I'll see you guys downstairs when we grab the light and get this camera charged up. Alright. Hello everyone. What I've laid out here are the tools I'm going to be using to fix up Zoomies Exhaust. Now I've got a ratchet set there. This is a stud remover here. As you can see, it's a bit bulky because it's made to work on cars. We've got some Allen key bolts, chrome Vardium set of double-ended spanners, a shifter just in case, and of course for Zoomie you always need a Phillips head screwdriver. Now this shifter is pretty old. Again, my tools, I look after and maintain them. So you can see that'll work with your thumb, it'll close up nice. If you look after your tools, they'll look after you. Now at the moment I've only got one of those lockjaw plier clamps. Because I'll be handling the hot exhaust, I've got a couple of rags here. But I've also got this, which is a piece of yoga mat that I cut. I find that insulates beautifully and keeps your hand nice and safe. Now for my own protection, because I'm only working down in the garage, I'm going to just use enclosed shoes. My hands are going to be okay, but I will need another set of these. Ready to rock and roll, straight out of the toolbox. So I'll take this over and add it to the kit. And I've got the tool kit there, as you can see. Got the little tripod to take with me. I've got the bat light. So we just pack this into the tool kit. Head downstairs and start pulling Zoomie apart. I didn't completely charge this camera up. I got sick of waiting for it, but should be enough charge in the battery. Should be good to go. And all this stuff packs into my little tool bag. I've got to get my keys, my bat light. Got to pack all that up and head downstairs. You can see my work area is a bit shitty. Everything's in a mess. Project Ukulele, I was sitting there bashing out a tune on the ukulele earlier with the amplifier. Kitchen's at least a little bit tidy, washing up's done. But there's my area and it's pretty messy and it needs to get cleaned. It'll happen, I suppose. Just got a few things going on. Righto, so I'll see you guys downstairs. Righto, so the exposure is not real good, but here's Zoomie. I've got an old towel up there that I'm going to lie on the ground so I can lie down and get underneath him. But what we got to do is we actually got to get Zoomie's key. So I've forgotten to bring it down with me. Now the problem we've got is on this side of the bike, and it's not really well lit, so you're not going to see a hell of a lot, but that exhaust pipe has been bashed into. There's a mark here and here. See here on the bike, there's a mark here, and you can see he's got a new one here and a new one here. Right, so he's got these marks where someone's whacked it. They've just hit the pipe enough that it's down under there. She's bent up. So let me get set up and I'll see you in a minute. Righto. So let's get down here and show you this exhaust pipe. One of these things is not like the others. You see, this part here goes like that, and this part here is pretty straight, and that side's all bent up. And have a look at the position of the two studs that are there. They are not parallel. Now that's the bottom of the housing. Now all we've got to do is get those two 10 mils off and that exhaust pipe will drop down, but I've also got to take this one over here off. Now I know from experience that this bracket, this one over here, is a right mongrel. This exhaust that you're looking at in there, this one. because there's nothing on the back of it. It's just got a, like there's no captive nut. It's just basically you've got to get a spanner onto the one behind it. And that's the bugger. You've got to find something that'll go up in there and get on that nut and hold it while you spin this out. And there's, as you get down here, you'll see there's very little room for you to get in there. Huh? Should be able to see it. So you've got to try to get in here somehow with your spanner. You've got to come in from that direction there and get it. So let's tackle the hard one first and then we'll go over to the other two. I'm going to set you up over here again. I'll put some light on the subject and we'll start working on it. Now I can't remember whether that's a 10mm, I think it is. You have to find out. For whatever reason, the bloke that had this bike before me had all sorts of ideas about what was standard. And I found all sorts of different, that might be 12 I think. I'll have a look. It's not a 12, it's definitely going to be a 10. It's a 10, there it is. It's what we need. So there's our 10mm socket on the front. Got a small problem. The extension bar seems to have fallen off that. Now I've got to look for it in the bottom of the bag. That looks pretty close. That'll work. I don't know how much you can see. So I've got an extension bar on it. Now the trick's going to be getting onto this nut at the back, and I can't remember what size it is. So here comes the chromatium set with an open ender. I just got to try to get in there and hold it, and I'm going to assume it's a 10. So let's get the 10mm out of this kerfuffle of wire. I always kind of tie them up with a bit of wire so that if I grab a set of spinners, I've got a full set here, you know. It's a good habit to get into. If you grab your spinners, you got a full set, you know. You don't have to worry about not having the right size. Now there they are. I'll grab the 10 first and see if we can get him with the 10mm. Alright, going in. Wish me luck. Perhaps I better grab that. Perhaps I better grab that bloody ratchet while I'm at it. Set it to unscrew. Very important to set the ratchet to unscrew. Here we go. We're going in. I'm going to use this other little light I've got here. See if I can get up onto that nut. This is a pain in the neck. Whoever's designed it. I can't even remember how we got onto that the last time I did this, but I do know we did. Oh, there's another nut down the bottom here too, just for good measure. There is another nut there. Oh, that's not moving. None of that's moving. What's this one? Oh, that's the Allen key nut. That's why we need the Allen keys. Ah, gee. Let me get my head under here and have a look and see whether I can get through here. I can see the cowl, but there's some kind of a mud flap or a protective flap in the road for the bike. I think what we had to do was move that protective flap to get onto it. So, I'll have a look at it from the top. I might be able to get it from the top. just push that protective flap out of the road. I might bring you around this way a bit. Hopefully you'll have a better angle at it. Just have a look. Just put it sort of there a bit. If my big fat body gets out of the road, you might be able to see what's going on. Yeah, that's not too bad an angle for you. That's it, why we get it from the top. See, the problem is this flap. It's in the road. Oh, I can feel it here at the back. So it goes right through the protective flap and everything. That's the answer to that. And hopefully it's a 10. Might be bigger. It is, it's bigger. Now we're going for the 12. Number 12, here we go. Please be right, please just go on there. Just do something right for me. It's on. So you can see, I'm on it. Set the unscrew. And just like that, I should be able to spin that out. Now of course, it won't be as easy as that going back on. There's no chance. That will go back on the way that came off. Just going to spin that out by hand and hopefully retain hold of the nut on the back. I might see if I can come up with a captive nut arrangement for that, but that's the nut that was on the back. And as you can see, that's not a captive nut. And it's not the original piece for it either. But it does work somewhat efficiently. Right, so down below there now we've got an Allen key. So I've got to find those Allen keys. Just spin that out. And that's basically the difficult bit. The two 10mm up under the exhaust are actually pretty easy because you go up through with that extension bar on the exhaust and you can get them straight away. My big fat head's probably in the road here. I don't know. I don't know what size this is either. It's not that one. It is that one. Okay, so for reference, that is a 6.5. No, it's a 5.5. It's a 5.5mm Allen key. Geez, that's loose. Let's go with that 6 again. That didn't go in there. It does go in there. Didn't go in because I didn't have it in the right position. So there's that 6mm. That's not going in. The 5.5 goes in, but it's a really loose fit. Oh, well, it's coming anyway. It's coming with the 5.5, but it's not a tight fit. So I'd say this little bugger's been stripped out at some point in its lifetime. Yep, I would definitely say that. I can see there's a spring washer that's completely at odds. I might just leave that on there for the moment because I know I can get it. Righto, so now we're going to attack these two here. I need something to rest this exhaust because that's now, as you can see, really loose. Just as a thought, I wonder if one of those will spin out because it's loose. I mean, you can see, oh, that's not good. What that's doing, that entire stud is moving. I can see, oh, it might have snapped through the flange. It might have already been snapped. That flange might already be snapped through. The whole piece is moving. Righto, so we've got to move lights, we've got to move things so you guys can see. I'm going to put you in here. Now I don't know how I'm going to do this. Just bear. Look, at some point that stopped recording. So what we've done is we've loosened this exhaust. It's nice and loose. We took the bolt out of there. We've loosened the lower bolt, which is a different kind of Allen key arrangement, hex head nut. And now we're going after this mess. So I'm going to see if I can get you pointed at it. I have to go around and have a look. See what you can see. Don't know what you can see. Can't see very much at the moment. It's up too high and all of that stuff's in the road. The exhaust pipe is actually underneath there and the bolts I'm trying to get to are underneath that. Let's try to come in at an angle. I'm going to stop this and I'm going to try to... Righto, so there you guys go. You've got a good view of the problem with the bent flange. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm trying to come up from underneath and get it. So, let's see if I can get this old body around there. Get back on my towel. That'll be winding the crap to set the camera up. Yeah, the sacrifices I'm making for you guys. Unbelievable. All my spanners are all in the crap. Everything's in the crap. Move a few of these tools out of my road. Get that 6mm back in the thing before I lose it. Get that 5mm where I need it. My spanners are here. It's all going pretty well. Don't say that. Don't say that. Let's get onto those two nuts. I've got my torch here coming up this way. I'll have to get in from underneath. See if I can get onto it. Coming in from underneath nuts. Oh yeah. You can see there I got onto it. Just got to crack them. Know what you guys can see there. I've managed to crack both those. I'll try to see if I can wind them out on this I don't know what you can see. I know I can see it. Just going to wind that out. What I thought I had cracked, I actually hadn't. Come on. This one's tight. This is the damaged one. I've got to get my head in the road. I can't see if I'm actually turning the nut or whether the stud's broken. So I have to have a look. Probably all you can see is the back of my head at the moment, folks. Apologies. I'm turning the nut. Right, so the nut's coming. Righto, so let's get it out. Now this is boring shit, isn't it, folks? Watching a bloke unscrew a nut. Now the trick will be getting the studs out because they're damaged. got it to there without needing a spanner. I'll see if I can just spin it out. If you're wondering why I'm not using a power tool, it's because my power tools aren't here. I bought a drill, rather my son bought me a drill for Christmas or Father's Day or something. Hang on, what's going on? Why is that getting tight? It's getting very tight. Am I spinning the whole stud? I don't mind that. That'll be a very welcome thing if I am spinning out the whole stud. I'm just going to keep spinning it because that will be very good news. I'll have the stud. Oh, I think I just broke something. Broke something. Oh, I'm against the frame. I'm against the frame. Not good. Let's see if we can get it. I'm against something. What did I do? Did I spin the stud out? I certainly did, Ollie. I spinned out the stud. I don't mind that. That's fine. Let's grab that stud. But now I have to work out what to do about getting against this frame and dropping the bloody spinner off it. Wasn't very clever of me. First day on the job, of course. I'm going to see if I can just quietly spin it a couple of turns back the other way. Right. Right, now we're golden. Take this off. Take this off. That's got it. Not sure how to get it. Can I please have back my socket? It's on there. Righto. Socket's definitely on there. So what I've probably done there is I've cocked that socket. Yeah, you're looking at the back of my head or something. You can see what's happened is the socket's actually hard up against this, hard up against the frame. So what I have to do is I have to force it up a bit more, push it up, get my socket back, and go to the other side, have a crack at it. I'm going to get my socket back first. Right. That back. Socket's loose. Come out of there. Yeah, it's hard against the frame. Damn it. That was exactly what I wanted to happen. I wanted the whole lot to come. Now I've got to wind it back in without cross-threading or damaging it so I can get my socket. There, got my socket. I'll get onto that with a flat spanner and wind it out. 10mm. I'll wind that out with a flat spanner. Where's my 10mm gone? It's going to be slow. I haven't got any power tools, so doing what I'm doing without power tools. It's going to take forever. Yeah, that's going to be boring. You guys, what I might do is I might stop the recording and show it to you when it's out, eh? I'm going to have a crack at the other side. There's no frame in the road of the other one. I should be able to get it straight out, just spin it out. Let's get it. The old witch around feel thing. Let's not forget to set it to undo. It's in the undo position. This is the beauty of leaving your tools at work. When you need them, they're not here. That one will come a lot easier, I think. What's it going on here? Oh, I see. The ratchet decided to disengage itself. Always a good thing. This is a cheap set. I think I bought it in a bargain bin for about $5 or $6. That's just a handy set. That tool bag, in fact, that I showed you guys, is my handy bag. It's got all my cheap bits and pieces. It's just got a set of tools in it that I buy them and they're on special. There we go. Right, so the first one. Hey! Someone bashed into my motorbike and bent the exhaust.
Kidding.
Nah.
There'll be some bastards out there.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so what's happened there is we got the two nuts off. And you can clearly see our exhaust pipe is nice and loose. So that flange is going to be a problem. You have to put the lockjaw pliers on that and bend it together, I'm thinking. Or use the big pry bar. See you guys in a bit. I've got to go up and get the pry bar. Right, so I couldn't find the pry bar. I do have a Stilson's. I'm going to have to use the handle of my Stilson's because that's all I got. Hopefully it'll fit in the gap. Pull that whole exhaust downwards without breaking it. It doesn't quite make the thing, does it? What I don't want to do is bend something. Damn it, I have to try something else. Righto guys, back again. I'm going to move these over where my parts are, these two mounting nuts for the studs. I know where everything is, it's all in the same place. Now what we got, you can see that was broken off. That's how my mate gave me that back. That was a really good screwdriver for a long time. And I've got the other big screwdriver. So, I don't know where I got that, but I've had it for a lot of years. Like everything. I just want to start with this. See if I can work this flange off. If I can work the flange off, I'll be in business. It's off, but it's snapped in half. The flange is snapped in half, folks. Far east. Good news, everyone. I've got a welder. Has to get welded. I wasn't expecting to have to weld. I was expecting I could just put it back together. And you can see one of those studs has already started to come out. The exhaust pipe is cracked. Look at the exhaust. See here? I don't know if you can see it. See there? Look at this. She's cracked. So the exhaust is cracked and the flange is busted in half. So that's a fairly massive hit. Very big hit that made that happen. So this isn't getting fixed today. What I might do is I might take it off, take it up to an auto exhaust place tomorrow when they're open and see what they can do for me. Now of course this has got all the weight on it and I can't turn it by hand. Oh, it's going to crack me knuckles. Just got to give it a bit of support somehow. That's not hard to do, support it like that. This is where you need your friend to come in and say, can I give you a hand? And you can say, sure. You can hold that exhaust up for me. I have an idea. I have an idea. Be back in a jiffy. Prop it up a bit with a block of wood. I found a block of wood. Prop the end of the exhaust with a block of wood and see if we can just spin that out. Oh, what do I do with it? Over here. Yep, it's very easy to come out here. Get my hand in there, which I can't. I'll just use the Allen key. I'm going to just spin this out. What I'm attacking is that Allen key bolt that I loosened earlier. I'm just going to spin it out. Take the exhaust off altogether. And I'll take it to a muffler guy that's up the road from where I work and just ask him whether he can fix it, because I think that's our problem solved. If I can just get this repaired, get it back on the bike, keep moving. I'll have to get those studs out, of course. Right, so there's the Allen key bolt out. When I say out, I mean it's undone. There, it's out. That's the bolt. See, it's got the hex head. This is a really loose fit. It's the 5.5. As you can see, it's not quite. It's got a bit of give. But there it is. That's the last of the exhaust bracket bolts. Now that the exhaust will come out. So I'll take that off. Very, very gingerly maneuver the exhaust out. There it is. The top's come completely off. Let's have a look at her. Now what really pisses me off about this is this was a brand new exhaust. And we'll show you the problem. So, the exhaust is out. This is the flange, cracked in half. This is the top of the exhaust, broken off. You can see very clearly. Top of the pipe split off. Flange, cracked in half. That was a hell of a hit. To do that, that is one hell of a hit. Because that's a brand new exhaust, right? I bought that for Zoomie less than 12 months ago. So, we're in a good place. We've got the exhaust out, got the flange out. Now all we've got to do is get these studs. Let's have a look, make sure you're lined up. I'm going to replace those two studs in there. Those two studs you can see. I wonder if I can zoom that in a bit for you. Let's have a go. Yeah, those things. See how they've been apart? We need to get them out. Now we do have lockjaw pliers here. With any luck, we'll be able to turn them with those. Just turn them out. I know that the one on the left, as you look at it, I spun it out a little bit. Now what I'm going to do, is I'm going to give him a douching. Give him a douching, he said. I want a rag under it because I don't want to douche the bloody floor of this garage. It doesn't belong to me. I'm only renting here. So I need to chuck a rag underneath. Catch the rest of it. And I'm going to get in there and give it a douche. A douche. Now somewhere in here too, a little tube. You chuck it into the can so that you can tie it what you're tying. Sure that, oh yeah, here they are. Got them in the tool bag. Got the douchey Amy thingy that you put in the end of your can. Hopefully I'll do this without covering myself in douche. I think I'm going to take the lid off, put the douche tube into it, then put the lid back on. There we go, so we got our douche tubey thingy, we've got our liddy thingy. We're going to get in there and give it a douchey. Pass the douchey from the left hand side. Pass the douchey from the left hand side. I wonder, because I was spinning that, no chance. Have to come up from this way, Neil. There he is. Douchey. There's one douchey. Beautiful. Drop down onto that rag, please. Thank you. Pass the douchey from the right hand side. Just got to make sure I don't get any douchey on the concrete, really, because they're not real understanding about puddles on the concrete. There's the douchey. Pass the douchey from the right hand side. Now we're going to do is spin them out. Let's see if we can get it with the multi-grips, the lockjaw pliers. I've actually got a smaller set than this. I'm going to have a crack turning it out just with these. That'll probably turn it off or muck it up. Just whacked my head on the camera tripod. Didn't turn the camera off, just whacked my head on it. Right, there you are, you're back on them. Got some lockjaw pliers there. See if I can spin them out. Right, so I can see from underneath here. Well, that's actually turning beautifully. So this left one was already loose. Now we knew that because we had it loosened with our, we had it halfway coming out, so it was actually already, we got a bit fortunate there. It was very lucky. I don't know what you guys can see up there, but that'll come out just with a pair of pliers. It's already well and truly loose. In fact, I'm turning that out easily. So it doesn't need lock jaws. Now let's go to this other side. Let's have a crack at him. We've got to get in a bit tighter. So you can see what I'm doing. Don't know what's against the spark plug, I take it. Let's get that out of the road for a minute. Now this one will be interesting. See if we can get him. I don't know if I'll be able to get onto him. Oh, we'll have to have a crack. He turned. He turned. I think we've got lucky. So we get him again. He definitely turned a fraction. I think we got a bit lucky. No. He's turning. I hope he's all turning. That's what I hope, because this is the one that caught the brunt of it. He's turning. Right. Well, they both turned. This one should be loose. Let's see if I've got a pair of pliers we can get onto him with. I don't know what I've got here for pliers. Might have some multi-ports upstairs. There should be pliers in here. I'm not saying there are, I'm just saying there should be. Looks like there's every living thing in the world but a pair of pliers. Oh, no pliers. Sounds like Mrs. Wiley's home. Yep. Gonna have to park somewhere else. I've got to go close up the thing so she can park her car. Well, they're coming. If I can get them with these pliers I've got, these lockjaw ones. Just going to be slow.
They found one in the thing, but you got a free bag, but
Yeah.
I don't know whether it works.
Oh, it's alright, I'll have a crack. Right, hey, I'm still recording here. Righto folks, so my mate's with us and we've been talking a bunch of shit, but we just looked up and the camera's been turned off. So I don't know what got caught, what didn't get caught, but anyway. What we're doing is a bit of old school thinking. We got one of these out by using the old lock nut. So we've wound one on backwards and then used a lock nut to come up to it. I'm just going to give this a bit of a douching with the old douchey because
WD-40.
the old WD. Hey WD, you know anything like JD and JC and the GD? It's good having a mate around to talk a bit of crap with, isn't it? I can't get that in there.
Whoever invented WD-40 it must be a multi.
They invented it for the spray. They invented it for the NASA. NASA was WD-40 and RP7 were the two candidates.
Yeah.
WD-40 won, and it was because of a political decision. They tell me that WD-40 got it because the RP7 formula was a British formula, and the WD-40 was the Yankee one. So they gave it to the Yankee. Essentially, they're pretty much the same thing. And the idea is that they used it inside Apollo 11.
So WD-40 continues on and RP7 is folded up?
No, RP7's still there.
So it's still around, is it?
I can't get onto it with that. Giving it a douchey. The old douchey. Got to get it up that way. That's what I want. That's what I need. Get it up there. Get that in here. Go on, get some in. That's what I need. A little bit up in there. In the guts of it. Past the douchey. Right. See all that oil that's all over the bottom of him? That's come from up high. So that's what old mate Brad, my motorbike guy, was looking at. He thought the block was cracked.
Yeah.
When he saw all that, and I said, no, I don't think so. I don't believe that's the case. And I didn't believe it was.
Got one piston?
Yeah, it's a single. It's a single piston two-stroke motor, mate.
Yeah.
But it's oil injected, and up the top here, there's actually, I don't know if you can see where my spanner is up here. There's an oil line that comes here and down there, and over the back of the carby and down into the back of the cam housing, and it drops oil in increments with the fuel. So it actually injects oil to the top of the motor.
Yeah.
With an oil injection, but it's actually a two-stroke motor.
Okay.
That's definitely winding that whole thing out, mate, so that's good.
So how do you mix your fuel?
You don't have to. You put the oil in separately. Oh, it's got an oil tank and it automatically mixes its own fuel. It's got a little it's got a mixing bowl arrangement at the top of the motor.
Yeah.
And it actually injects the fuel and it injects the oil and then it sends it down through the carby. But it also injects some at the top of the camshaft. So the crankshaft and the camshaft are independently oiled up with the oil injection line. And there's a journal that goes off the top and down. It's quasi a four-stroke motor, you know, because you've got a separate oil tank.
Yeah.
But it's not a four-stroke. It's two-stroke. It's the only two-stroke. The Italians.
Unleaded fuel.
Oh mate, I use super frickin'.
You super BP, huh?
Super BP. I put it the same stuff I put in your car actually. Yeah. At the same garage. At old Con's garage.
It goes longer. People don't realise that.
Well, as I say, I only spend
good petrol in it.
Between $3 and $5 a week. It costs me to run Zoomie. It doesn't cost very much at all. And the beauty of that is I do probably about 80 kilometres a week.
Yeah.
It costs me between $3 and $5 to do 80 kilometres.
You know, where else in the world can you do 80 kilometres for $3 or $5, depending on what the price of the fuel is?
Oh, mate, Saudi Arabia. You do 800 kilometres.
You can do 8 kilometres for $80 in Saudi Arabia, fella. No, 80, not 18.
80.
80.
Oh, right. Or maybe do 800 kilometres 10 times. Fuel's cheap there,
Well, in Saudi Arabia, the fuel's cheap.
isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been there. You have?
No. I haven't been there. Kuwait.
I thought
Qatar.
you stopped over, didn't you?
No.
You didn't do the old stopover thing?
That's the Emirates. It's the Emirates is actually run by, I think, 5 or 7 families.
Yeah, but didn't you come in via Abu Dhabi or some bloody thing?
No, you just fly in from London to Dubai.
Oh, Dubai.
Abu-
Well, Dubai is Arabia, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I don't
isn't
know.
Dubai?
Dubai is, no, the Emirates is a separate. It's an emirate. You know, like it's made up of 5 different emirates or 7 different emirates.
Oh, mate, I'm
run
Sergeant.
by families. It's not royalty. There's no royal family there.
Just call me bloody Sergeant Schultz, mate. I know nothing. I'm Sergeant Schultzing on that one.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I don't know how it works. All I know is I pay a frag of money to someone for fuel when we have to fill the car up, but I only have to put $5 in Zoomie.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I like Zoomie.
So Dubai is a holiday destination. There's like 7-star hotels there.
Yeehaw!
Highest bloody buildings in the world. You know.
Is that
They set themselves up for tourism. You know, when the oil runs out.
Oh, right. So if the oil ever
they're
goes...
They're smart that way because the countries like, what do you call it, Kuwait or Qatar, you know, they're just purely oil.
Yeah.
And there's, like Qatar, there's only, like, probably 10 or 12% of the country is natives, and they own all the wealth. 88%. The country is all workers, you know, from all around the world, mostly the Philippines and India, Bangladesh.
All right.
They work on the oil fields, so and that's their export.
Well, I had a mate at uni
They don't export anything else.
whose dad... Oh, there we go. We're out. Look at that.
Yeah.
We're out.
Bob's your uncle.
Eee. And he's nice and straight, except he's not. Look.
Yeah.
Look how bent up he is. When I see how far that's bent.
Yep.
So they're both a couple of bananas.
Yeah.
So I can take all of that up to the muffler guy,
Yeah.
the exhaust guy, and ask him, can he make me one? And we'll see how we go.
The muffler.
Exhaust shop.
Supply the bolts as well, would it?
Yeah, they'll do the works. I'm just going to leave Zoomie in 1,000 pieces like he is.
Beauty, mate.
Throw all that
Leave the milk
stuff.
carton out, or you want to put it away?
What's that? The milk crate? Yeah,
I've
just
got to
look.
get upstairs. And
Yeah, you head on up, mate. I'll be
Put
up
the
in a
foot
couple of minutes.
All right, mate.
Just got to pack up.
Okay, I've got to put my foot up in there.
All right, mate. I'll see you up there in a bit. So that's a good looking mate, eh? Right, so what we've ended up with is a broken exhaust, snap flange, broken top of the exhaust, bed studs, strip bolts, and a mess. But I've still got to clean up. So I was lying on that towel. I got the tools and stuff to clean up. But Zoomie will be operational again.
Welcome back, everyone. Last weekend we got Zoomie's exhaust off. This has been a personal week of hell for me. We got news on Mum. We've been having issues, you know, personal issues with things, and you know, we just got this devastating news on Mum that she's got about a month left to live with it. They found a cancer in her, and it's gotten aggressive and it's basically taken her out. So this weekend we're going to go up and see her. Pretty much everything's on hold. It's a devastating piece of news. If Mum's been a bit estranged from me for a while, but it doesn't mean I don't love her. I'm feeling it, and as much as I love Zoomie, he's on hold. We got his muffler off. The idea of this is just to round out Zoomie's muffler. We got his muffler off last weekend. When I say we, you'll see that video is coming through to you. And this is just a quick update just to tell you that I must have taken the old exhaust system. What we'd found is that someone had bashed into the exhaust and cracked it, and actually snapped it right at the point where it enters the head. So we were pretty lucky that it snapped. It could have done anything there, but it actually snapped the exhaust. So from that point of view, that was quite good. What it's meant is that I've had to source another one, but when I looked on eBay, it's going to take a month to get one here from England. You know, that's what's going to happen, and I'm going to be without him. So I thought I'd do the rounds of all the exhaust shops in the local area, and literally walked in with the exhaust pipe in my hands and got laughed at and told her, you know, piss off. Don't even want to know about you. We haven't got gear that bends pipe that small. You know, we just can't do shit that, you know. And I'm like, well, aren't you guys an exhaust? You know, we fix exhaust. Well, I need my exhaust fixed, you know. Oh, elf, you know. So, you know, with working full time, you don't get a lot of time to go to these places, you know, during the week. And I eventually, we have a thing here called the Melbourne Cup. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. That was on Tuesday, and the boss decided to pull the doors down on Tuesday arvo and went and watch the cup. And then he sent us home. So I had like 2 hours to the shops close, and I did one last crack at it to get the muffler shops. And I came across this guy called Mufflers to the Max. And he wasn't far away. He's in Camelholt's Court here in Southport. It's more like Ashmore where he is, but you know, that's where we are. And he didn't laugh at me. The first thing I noticed was he had his Harley parked in the front of the shop. And so instead of talking about me muffler, I had my muffler behind me back and talking me exhaust. I asked him about his bike. I said, "Is that your bike?" And he went, yeah, she's a beauty, isn't she? Oh yeah, man, I really love my bike. So then I said, well, I guess you'll understand how I feel about my little 50cc scooter, because I love it. And he's gone, oh, you know, you do. They become part of you, don't they? I said, yeah, he's part of my family. And then I got put the exhaust up in the counter. I said, well, look, mate, I've been to 6 different muffler shops here, and every single one of them has told me, you know, take a hike. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I love them, you know. And he said, yeah, I know you feel about your bike. He said, but being honest with you, we can't bend pipe that small. I said, well, thank goodness I don't want you to bend pipe that small. And he went, well, what do you want? I said, well, what I want to do is I want to convert this exhaust to a stainless steel exhaust. And what I'm looking to do, I don't give a bugger what you do with this exhaust. You can chop this wherever it suits you. Keep the muffler, chop the pipe, extend it down and around and up in stainless steel, and you can put a flange on the muffler. Just chop it wherever you need to. Put a joint flange there. Get rid of that, but follow the line of it. He says, well, oh man, that's a custom job. And I said, well, that's what I want. And he said, well, we got a bit on, but we'll have a look at it. But we'll need the bike, because I only took the exhaust pipe. I said, yeah, no worries. I'll get the bike to you. I'll ride it here without the exhaust pipe on it. And he's like, oh, you're going to kill your motor. I said, no, it won't. It's literally a 5-minute ride, and I won't take it over 40 kilometres an hour. I'll just putt along. I won't force it. I'll have my mate follow me in the car, and we'll get it here in the morning. I start work at 7, but I'll drop it off and drop the keys in the letterbox for you. So the next morning we got up. I've got my mate staying with me, and that's what we did. Graham followed me in the car, and away we went, and we just putted along. Sounded like nothing on earth. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you guys know of those nitrous little engines. They're little nitrous powered. That's what he sounded like. It sounded like one of those little nitrous powered engines. Absolute angry as shit, but he had no power, and literally just potted him along at his leisure and got the bike there. Now hopefully they'll put this together for me in the next few days. I'll give him some money, and we'll get him back, and we'll get him back fixed. I'm going to give these guys a shout out because they didn't tell me to, So mufflers to the max in Ashmore, Cam Holt's Court, if you're on the Gold Coast. Passionate about what they do. And this was a bit of a challenge for them. I said, well, yeah, it's a challenge. And if they YouTube it, great. We'll link to them. But I didn't tell him I'm YouTubing the fix of the muffler. But what I will do is I'll post the result of that and show you when I get the bike back what they did. So that's that. Righto, so stay tuned for the final bit of Zoomie's muffler. Keep swinging, make good decisions, do good things. I'll see you at the next one.